not being in the arena is failing by default. Threat number 6 in becoming your future self now. Jump out of the fishbowl. Get in, get your hands dirty, get into action, learn as you go. Sometimes you need to pivot, sometimes you need to hesitate. Most of the time, just get some blood on your hands, get in there, jump in. Truth number 5. Failing as your future self is better than succeeding as your current self. Failing in the arena is better than succeeding being an armchair expert. But you gotta pay a bit of respect to the people that have got the blood on their face, the sweat. They're out there daring greatly, as Theodore Roosevelt says. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. Plenty of people do that, don't they? The credit belongs to the man or the woman who is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, daring greatly. Congratulations to you if you have already jumped out of your fishbowl and bought into Weight Loss Coaching Works' mission. We are daring greatly to make a difference in the world. I just think we all believe it right now because we've been here long enough now. We've seen enough success and we have failed an enormous amount. And we're daring greatly. If you're going to succeed at something, you're going to get criticism. So let's just jump over to this other chapter. Thumbs up to that. Truth 5, failing as your future self is better than succeeding as your current self. He says you need to do deliberate practice. Now, you get that automaticity that we talk about. You get the habit. That's good most of the time. Brushing your teeth, driving to work, the routines, because you don't have to think about that stuff. But if you want to improve and excel, automaticity doesn't work. And if you want to break a bad habit, you don't want automaticity. So you've got to put yourself in the arena where you're going to cop the knocks, investing in the failure so that you could get better. Because we know on the other side of adversity or a failure is growth. Many a book has been written about this. People say, oh, shoulda given it a go, shoulda jumped in. One of the biggest regrets of the dying was not living a life true to themselves. So is there something out there that you truly want to do? And is it difficult? Then you're going to have to fail. But if you've got a solution mindset, surround yourself with champions. If you read the books and you get evidence of success, then you know it's just a matter of time before you can become excellent or even better, master something. But you've got to fail to master and you've got to get yourself into that arena. What's that question? Hopefully you've already jumped out of the fishbowl. What's something else that you can do that you know you will fail at? It's the 25th of the 4th, 2025, Anzac Day. In 10 years or even 20 years, it's 110 years since Gallipoli. If you were your future self right now and you were looking back, right, in 130 years on Anzac Day, will you be able to look back, or your kids, your family, and say, he gave it a shot, and because he gave it a shot, we have this, or we have the legacy, the thinking. But are we so glad that he failed, or she failed? What do you want so bad that you're willing to suck at before you succeed? I'm going to have a bit of a think about the question. The trailer will play in a second and it'll magically appear. Thumbs up to that. So we hung out this morning as a family at the Anzac service, and Jane and I thought that was a great thing to do for the first time with our family. They were all old enough to come along. And it was a great morning, and we heard a gentleman talk that I want you to remember 3 values: service, sacrifice, and courage. And that's what, in his eyes, made up the Anzac spirit. Serving others, sacrificing for others and having the courage to jump into the arena and fail, but daring greatly. I can't wait to hear what comes from this discussion. Thumbs up to that. How does that thumbs up occur? I don't know. Thumbs up.